Hey everybody, thanks for showing up to work. We got 30 acres left over at Melvin's, we got 30 acres left at Tabletop, and we got 10 acres left at Bill's. Then we are going to be done with soybeans, so that's the plan for today. Then hopefully we'll be able to get flipped over to corn. Oh boy, those are full.
This one's bad. Woo. So we'll open these all up and get them cleaned out. We're getting ready to hook on the bean head. We got 3 fields left to do, but the boys are greasing the machine right now. Keeping this equipment well greased is very, very important.
You know what's better than greasing enough?
Not greasing at all.
No, greasing too much. You know, I might have been a little wrong on the 30 acres. There's probably like 10. And there we have it. Melvin's is done. I'm not quite sure how we got this so perfect, but we literally combined an exact semi-load. Whoa!
I can probably go right down the highway, can't I?
I think so. Do the little foldy. Back, this is front. We got a semi coming to our left. Fun fact, that's where the 340 came from. Since we're just 2 miles down the road with Tabletop, we're not gonna take the bean head off because Cooper's being lazy, I guess. I'm just gonna sit here in the middle of the road and make sure no one can come from either direction, because, I mean, 45 feet, he's literally like from middle of ditch to middle of ditch on the other side. I have no idea why I just pointed behind me. I could have just pointed across the road, but middle of ditch to middle of ditch. We're coming up on Kristen and Rusty's here on the back side of Kristen and Rusty's is Bill's, so there's 10 acres in that back corner, a mile over from where we are. We're gonna pass by this, head over to Tabletop, which is underneath. I better drive straight here so I don't end up in the ditch, but it's underneath that wind turbine right there. We're gonna get Tabletop knocked off first, then come back to Bill's, because the area we have left on Bill's, it's kind of a little rock pocket. So if we end up hitting some rocks and breaking sickles, I'd rather have it be on the last 10 acres than for us to have to spend an hour to fix everything to go finish it off Tabletop. Ah, for crying out loud. We have these guys looking at us the whole time. You guys aren't even real farmers. Green equipment, green cars, green everything. Driving through the neighbor's field. Sorry. Ah, good, I got backup. Should set the record straight.
Now we better come back up, make sure Sable's still doing her job. Yeah, she tested me out.
See that wind turbine right there? If I told you that the tips of those blades are spinning 220 miles an hour, would you believe me? Probably not. But if you look at the shadow on the ground, it puts it into a lot more context. One revolution of one blade, just in the time that sentence took. Quarter of a mile, 400 meters. So every 4 rotations is a mile. 16 revolutions per minute, 4 revolutions is a mile. That therefore means 4 miles per minute. You can go a mile in a minute at 60 miles an hour. 60 miles an hour times 4 is 240 miles an hour. Take a little bit off, carry the 7, divide by 3, you're around 220. Second here, I'm gonna unhook the Crary Wind System from the bean head, and I want to do a little test to see what it does when it's on and what it does when it's off. This is gonna be a little loud, so I'm gonna explain what I do before I get up there. I'm gonna be walking right behind the bean head, and I'm gonna be pointing to all the beans that I see. So when I'm right behind the bean head, that means they fell out in front of the bean head, so that would be considered header loss. Okay, this is with the air bar. It's going too fast. Right behind the bean head. That's looking pretty clean. You got 2 beans right there. Look how big those things are. No, there's a dead grasshopper. I got 1, 2, 3. We have a little plus sign here. So square foot, square foot, square foot, square foot. Now, if we found 3 soybeans in one of these squares consistently across the field, that would equate to a bushel an acre loss. But for the sake of example, let's just say we found 4. So we found 1 in each square foot quadrant. That means we have a 0.33 bushel per acre header loss with the Crary Wind System. At least that's in the particular conditions we have. We're just under 13% soybeans right now. 80 bushel per acre beans. Just about hip high. Right now we have a bunch of air going through these tubes down right in front of our sickle. It blows the beans all the way up under the draper so it doesn't let them fall on the ground. Also, take a look at the front cutter bar. See how there's not a bunch of beans all stuck up on there? We're gonna undo the PTO shaft for the blower. That way we can see how it does without it now. Before I could get done doing a proper test, Cooper got done at tabletops. Now we're over here at Bill's. The air bar right now is currently unhooked, so everything else that we've done in this field had the air bar running. And I'm gonna see what it does on this. Try right here. So there's our result. We found 11 beans in the area the size of a pizza box. This is with the wind system off. I probably should have been paying better attention, but we're done with soybeans, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what the cutter bar looks like when the wind system's off. Just look at all those beans that are sitting in there. Hey, what was that?
It's sick up and down there.
We're gonna drop the bean head on the bean head trailer, then we're gonna leave this here. We're gonna take the grain cart and the combine back over to the main farm. We're gonna get the corn head hooked up. We're gonna see if we can get this and a semi full. Because in the morning, Wade and Tyler are supposed to come out and make sure everything's working on the new bin site. That almost got you. Hey, why don't we buckle this down first so Dad doesn't come here in the dark and take off with it, and we have a bean head on the ground.
Sounds like we are done with beans. Looks like I beat the boys back. I'm gonna jump up in our little building here by the bin setup. Let's see how Marty's coming along. Hopefully he had a good week and he's getting real close to painting. We're gonna be needing that bathroom pretty soon. He's getting closer, he's getting closer. Looking nice, looking real nice. During working on all these bins, we had a lot of extension cords that got ran all over the place. A lot of things drove over them, so I think when we're all done with the setup here, I'm just gonna take them and throw them away because sometimes they were laying across gravel, but it's one of the things we kind of had to here. We had a lot of traffic coming and going. If we would have tried to move the cord every 2 minutes, nothing would have got done, so figured to be safe when we're done, we'll just throw the cord. There's just spots like this. You can see it's ripping through the material.
Okay, here you go, Rocky and Woody. You guys stay there. Those were my friends I met out in the field. Okay, Cornhead. Saw the problems we had with the bean head. You're not the bean head. You're gonna be good for us, okay? No breakdowns. And as for you, Mr. Cracked Hydraulic Hose, you're not gonna burst. Got it? One thing that's really nice about modern combines is you can switch from corn to beans in literally like 3 minutes. It used to be on our old combines, our old Massey 860s, it was like a solid, intensive, really, it took an hour.
We're getting ready to go out and try corn. Beans are done, now it's time to do corn.
Oh, I about ran out of diesel. That pump can pump 40 gallons a minute, so this shouldn't take very long. Actually, this tank might be like 260 gallons. Either way, combine's gonna be waiting for me.
This building over here at Cole's place, it's heated also. So at least we're gonna bring the combine in tonight. Cooper wants to try to do a few things to it in the morning. Might as well do it here in the warmth.
Got both semis full, so we are ready to use the bin site in the morning. That's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the morning. Maiden voyage! See you then.